Hi, YouTube family. Auntie is here. I'm Patty Jackson, your auntie of pop culture. And there's a lot to unpack today. First off, because I will forget, come get this hug. It's not cute not knowing, and now it's time to know. Even some things that may be hard to digest. I always tell you that I go through the comments, and so many people ask me, "You're not talking about Shirley Strawberry?" And I said, we got to see, because it's a lot. This is a lot. I would not wish this on anybody. And as far as Jamie Foxx, we're going to get to that in an exciting new project that he's attached to. I will forever be skeptical. I am a stroke survivor. Now, I'm sure people don't want to know if you're sicker than you are. And I think I'll be more believing when I hear him speak. I heard he had helped a woman recover a handbag, and he seems to be getting along well. But there's still something very a little strange. Let's go into Shirley Strawberry first. Her life has turned into a very own Strawberry letter. Shirley Strawberry is 68, and she married her husband back in 2015, and there was so much excitement. Steve Harvey got them together. He proposed on the air. But Ernest Williams, a.k.a. Ernesto Williams, he had to get locked up. And just recently, the judge added 5 more charges. The charges are disturbing. We're talking dating back to 2019, rape, sex trafficking. I don't know what's going on with animals. That the judge said you can't be around animals, you can't be around children. He clearly was married to Shirley during this time. Apparently, there were all kind of financial scams. He had a side chick. She lived down the road. This sounds like Wendy Williams, don't it? The side chick living down the road. And a bunch of financial scams. Shirley's asked the judge to release Ernesto, her husband, in her care. Shirley. The financial scams. Who did you marry? You want him released in your care, but you have children and grandchildren. He can't be around kids. And why can't he be around animals? As this just unfolded, it just got more sickening and disturbing. And it's like, Shirley, what have you gotten yourself into? I know they have to be addressing this behind the scenes on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. I know Steve's on vacation, but I know Steve is going to be quite upset, because now this is linked to his show and what he does, and it'll hurt his credibility, and it'll hurt hers. Nobody want to listen to a Strawberry letter again. Love is nice and it's wonderful, but nowadays you gotta know who you're getting involved with. You really do. And you can't be so blind to say, I'll fix it. You can't be so blind to say, I'll handle it. You can't be so blind to ignore it and act like everybody else in the room ain't talking about it, because everybody is talking about this. She's 68. I'm sure she was very happy to be in love. But then they start digging into her past, not paying rent on properties. It's just dumb things. Shirley, you are a leading figure. You can't let nobody bring you down. These are serious charges. Serious. I still don't understand. Can't be around animals. I said, what is for animals? Child pornography. I spoke on this yesterday. You can't be clicking on that shit. That's not entertaining. You know how much trouble you're going to get into? Then you can't be around kids. Oh my gosh. What's going on is not good. And the side chick look a mess. She look all slow. Y'all know I'm petty. Shirley, please run. Please end this. Please don't let him drag you down, because it's not going to be good for anybody. I would not wish this on anybody. On anybody. Shirley. Whew. This ain't good. It ain't good for your life. It ain't good for your career. And I'm sure in some way this has to be dealt with. Maybe not during the Steve Harvey Morning Show, but something's going to have to break. But you know how you nip things in the bud? Speaking out, admit it. Be the narrator. Be the narrator of your own story. Don't let other people be the narrator. You be the narrator of your story and what is going on. Would not wish that on everybody. Jamie Foxx, apparently he's doing well. He helped a woman find her handbag. But when is he going to talk? That's when you get a skeptic like me, because something is definitely off. His name has been attached to a project with Sony Music about singer Luther Vandross. We lost Luther, one of the greatest singers ever, in 2005. In 2003, he had a stroke that he never really recovered from, and he never sang again. Luther Vandross started his career as a backup singer for the likes of David Bowie, Bette Midler. Roberta Flack played a huge part in getting him to go solo. When Luther went solo, the year was 1981, and the song was Never Too Much. Can I tell you something? Over 40 years later, that song still sounds great. This documentary is being done with the approval of his family and friends, and I'm also hearing about a biopic on Luther Vandross. I'm wondering how will they deal with his life. For him to die when he suffered that stroke, he was alone for a couple of days. I don't know if he ever really found love. He was a closeted man, but I don't know if he ever really found love, or maybe at that time didn't feel free enough to come out of the closet. But he just struck me as a man, these great love songs, but did he really know love outside of his family? I loved Luther Vandross, and that music, child, you can put some on today, woo, and just feel good. Beyonce is kicking off the Renaissance Tour, the U.S. portion, in Philadelphia tomorrow. There are still places where you can get tickets, and I'm going to tell you why. Ticket brokers, they buy up all these tickets and attach a high price to them. Well, guess what happens when the ticket brokers get stuck with these tickets? They got to sell them, and the prices go low and low and low, so some people could still get tickets for Beyonce and the Renaissance Tour. Aretha Franklin, her family is in court. This is over the battle for her estate. Her 4 sons. Which will do you believe? The one that she stuck under the couch on a piece of paper, or the one she stuck in the china closet written on a piece of paper? They say the one in the china closet, which came out first, was notarized, but it's a whole brouhaha on who gets what. With this court battle, lawyers, there's really not going to be a lot left. Britney Spears is topless on the cover of her book, The Woman in Me. It's coming out October 24th. Back in the 90s, Britney Spears, one of the biggest pop stars out here. But something happened to her, and she became mentally unstable. Did it happen before her parents forced her into a conservatorship? A lot of families will do that, because I remember Natalie Cole was in one because she had a really bad drug addiction. They take control, but they probably took advantage. Britney is no longer under her parents' control, but sometimes she makes headlines for the wrong reason. She got a $15 million advance. It's going to be interesting who she talks to when this book comes out. I know she's going to talk about fame. She's going to talk about motherhood. But will she talk about what led her to have a breakdown the way that she did? Harry Styles, just the latest celebrity, getting hit in his face by a fan. He's in concert. If you're lucky enough to be sitting, where you can see him, you don't throw stuff. Now, I have heard instances in some shows where the crowd will turn on the person that did the throwing and they beat their ass. I think it's a great thing. You can't be throwing stuff, and you should be arrested. You do not throw things on stage. Adele already said, don't even try that with me. Well, I don't think they would try to do that with Adele, but she already told them, don't you try that with me. Actor Hill Harper, last seen on The Good Doctor, is running for Senate in Michigan in 2024. Looks like the actors or the acting guild may be joining the writers guild in strike. The writers have been on strike, and it doesn't seem like anything has moved. The writers need their money. They make things happen. They need that respect. It should not have dragged on this long. Already the fall season is going to be pushed back. And the last time, I believe it was in 2015, that we had this disrespecting of the writers. That's how reality TV really took hold. You got to give the writers their money. The game has changed with streaming and everything that goes with it. But if the actors come on with this, I think the strike will end like that. The Blackening, the horror film for the culture. It's already on Prime Video. This movie, now they're saying it only cost $5 million to make. It went on to make $17 million. First off, with black movies, they don't give them big budgets. This movie went on to make $17 million. And if you want to see it, The Blackening, it's streaming now on Prime Video. Thanks so much for joining me. Yes, I think a lot of people are surprised. I do go through the comments and people get mad at me. Patty, you ain't doing this. Patty, you ain't doing that. Calm down. There's more important things in life to worry about. It's not cute not knowing, and now you know. I swear, you get a certain age, you be just like, I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture. Thanks for joining me. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up if you liked the video. And leave a comment, because auntie would love to hear from you.